Yo, 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 yo. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I'm kind of embarrassed that I don't have a I'm a Man, I'm 40 sound drop ready. Actually, I'm kind of embarrassed I haven't had one for years now. But, yeah, here we are going into week 5. And there's already been 3 coaches in the Power 4 fired. If I had to guess, I would say that Mike Gundy is going to take a year or 2 off, maybe at least a year, and then he'll get a head coaching job somewhere else, either in the Power 4 or in the Group of 5. I heard his name being thrown around for Clemson's offensive coordinator. I did hear that. From an X's and O's standpoint, and a play caller, he would be miles better than what we have now. That's for sure. And also, him and Dabo think a lot alike when it comes to certain things in college football, which I'm not sure is a good thing. Napier still has a job because of financial reasons. If things continue to go the way they're going in Florida, then I doubt he'll have one when the season's over. I mean, I'm of the opinion that if you're going to fire, if you know somebody's going to be fired, then go ahead and fire them now. Get a head start on the coaching search for next year. But if you can save $10 million or whatever it is by waiting till the end of the season, then I guess I understand that too. But Mike Gundy's buyout wasn't that much. I think it was $22 million, which is a lot of money, but not in the way that college football is today. $22 million is not that big of a buyout. Yeah, they fired Dan Mullen because he said recruiting was not important but was winning 10 games a season. And they fired Jim McElwain for winning the SEC East 2 out of 3 years. The first year he didn't win it, they fired him. I don't think that's the same administration that did those dumb things, and hopefully they can do something smarter. Well, I say hopefully. If you're a Florida fan, hopefully they can take a smarter approach when it comes to what they do at Napier. Yeah, we'll hear soon here in the next couple of days, who's transferring out of Oklahoma State. Because they can leave when a coach leaves. Oh, $15 million. That's even easy. That's even better. I don't think he won the SEC twice, did he? He definitely won the East twice. He won the division twice. I'm not sure he won the conference twice. But, yeah. Do I think Penn State can win the Natty? Well, we'll get a good look at that this week, because this is going to be their first real test, and they get them at home, Oregon. So ask me next week. I'll tell you. I need to see what they look like against really good competition before I can answer that question. I do have Oregon winning that game, though, or at least covering the spread. Oregon is, what is it, 3.5 point underdog on the road in Penn State. Would I want the Oklahoma City job? You mean Oklahoma State? Well, yeah, somebody will want it. I mean, it would probably be a lateral move for most Power 4 conference teams, but there's a lot of really good Group of 5 coaches out there that will take that job in a heartbeat. Yeah, I know what you meant. And we will be with you guys in just a second. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, because you guys know YouTube really cares, even if your boy does not. I'm trying to. What was Gundy making at Oklahoma State? He was making $5 million to $6 million a year or something like that. That's a lot more than most Group of 5 coaches make. Of course, he'd been there for 2007, so 19 years or 18 years. I think if Jimbo goes anywhere, he has to forego the rest of the money that Texas A&M owes him, and they're paying him over a 10-year period, or maybe it's 5 years, something like that. So the only way Jimbo's going somewhere is if he goes to a big school and gets paid a lot of money. I doubt he would take the Oklahoma State job or the UCLA job, but who knows? Maybe Virginia Tech. Maybe Virginia Tech. Once we start the show, I want to talk about Virginia Tech anyway. There's some things there that are pretty interesting going on. Are you talking about Jimbo Fisher said that? I must have missed that. I know I heard Coach Orgeron said he was getting the itch and he's ready to come back to coaching. He's been out for what? 5 years? Right? 6 years? 5 years. All right, show starts in 60 seconds. right, enough of these shenanigans and this elevator music here. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the ACC show. I am your host, Pigskin Pete, joined by my colleague, friend, and co-host, the one, the only, C-Dog. What's up, C-Dog? Are you muted?
Hey,
yeah, there
what's
you
up?
go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I'm sure you heard the news about Mike Gundy getting fired today.
Yeah.
And so that makes 3 Power 4 coaches in the past week or so that have been fired before week 5 even starts. So that leaves a lot of holes to be filled. And
No, they're not screwing around.
yeah, I mean, Mike Gundy, his buyout was low enough where I think it was worth it for them to do that. He's been there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been there a long time, and he's, he won a lot of games and he's done a lot of great things, but I think the writing was on the wall with him last year, honestly. What did they win, 3 games last year? So they had a terrible season last year. They're winless this year. And so I think it was just time for him to go. Now, I did hear they offered him a chance to announce his own retirement and coach out the rest of this season, and he turned it down.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. You know what I mean? You don't want to be a lame duck coach, and I don't think that helps the team out either. If he really cares about Oklahoma State, he's been there so long that you say, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and leave. If you're going to fire me anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and leave and let you go ahead and get ready for next season, and let my players that I recruited do what they want to do too.
Seems like you have a little self-awareness, though.
What do you mean?
I don't know. If you're like, because what did Gundy go like? He went on like a 10-game losing streak or something. He's on one, like a 10 or 11-game losing streak or something. It seems like you'd be like, all right, maybe it is the best thing for the school if I leave.
Well, yeah, but then he's walking away from the buyout.
Well,
I mean, I wouldn't walk away from
what's
15.
What's best for him and what's best for the school are 2 different things.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would make them fire me too. I think you would too. I mean, I wouldn't just walk away from $15 million.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anyway, so he's out. I was talking about Virginia Tech a minute ago because I wasn't watching, but I saw a clip today of the Pat McAfee show. And did you know that Virginia Tech hired Bruce? You know who Bruce Arians is, right? He's a former player at Virginia Tech and a former NFL coach. He only won a Super Bowl, I think, right? Didn't he? Bruce Arians win a Super Bowl as a head coach?
Yeah,
he coached a lot of places. He coached the Buccaneers. He coached the Cardinals. Anyway,
it's like fascinating how little I know about the NFL, but yeah, I do recognize that.
Yeah, so they hired, as soon as they fired, what's his face? They hired him as a consultant, okay? So he's basically, what they're giving him the job to do is, or at least maybe not the final decision, but he's consulted and hiring a general manager for the team. He's going to hire a general manager for football at Virginia Tech, and ultimately probably be the one that handpicks who the next head coach is, along with whatever general manager he hires. But he said on there that before he took the job, he wanted to be sure that they were all in financially, and they were going to commit a lot of money to rebuilding the Virginia Tech program to be relevant again, basically. Yeah. So I guess they're going to try to go out and get a big name, is what it sounded like to me. And of course, Bruce Arians has a lot of connections in the NFL. He knows and college football. He knows all those people, so he probably would be able to pull somebody a big name. So it'll be interesting to see where they go, what direction they go.
I'm sure they'll try to go after Shane Beamer.
Well, yeah, yes and no. I'm not sure. I know the whole connection with his dad and everything, and he's an alum there, but I don't know if I'd want him there.
You don't know if you're a Virginia Tech fan?
Yeah.
I mean, he's over, except for this year, and I mean, we're in what, week 4? He's overperformed the expectations every single year at South Carolina.
Has he though?
Yeah. Hasn't he hit the over every year?
Oh, you mean the Vegas line? Yeah, but I mean,
But still, I mean,
he had a good season last year. Yeah, so they were a borderline playoff team last year. Some argued that they should have been in the playoffs ahead of Clemson, and I won't even argue with that. But he's been there for what, 4 years? And
yeah, and he's outperformed what people expect of South Carolina. He took over a really bad situation too. Took over the Muschamp situation.
yeah. Well, it seems like every time a head coach gets hired at South Carolina, they're taking over a bad situation.
I wouldn't say Shane Beamer left today. I wouldn't say it's a bad situation, or at least it's not as bad of one as he took over when he got there.
Yeah, I don't know. And they don't look good this year either. They have a lot of problems there this year as well. I don't think it's going to be a great season for South Carolina this year either. So
I wouldn't sell him up the river yet. I mean, I know you're a Clemson fan or whatever, but it seems like if this is his first,
I don't know, man. They got a lot of problems.
It's his first kind of down year. I mean, you can't be really good every single year.
Yeah. Well, they had high expectations going into the. Hell, I was high on them this year.
I'm sure. I was too. I was too, but
I mean, their offensive line is terrible.
Continues next year and then the next year, then that's a problem.
Their defense is no good. Their offensive line's terrible. They can't run the ball. They've got a really good receiver in Nick Harbor, and they've got a really good quarterback in Lenore Sellers. So outside of that, there's not a whole lot going on with that team. I mean,
no, this year they might be bad, but yeah. I don't think that it's like. I don't think you just write him off just because he has one bad year after 4 years of overperforming.
Okay, well,
that's my opinion on Shane Beamer.
Well, as that relates to the Virginia Tech job, if they don't fire him, Shane Beamer, then I think he stays at South Carolina. I don't think he'll take the Virginia Tech job. I think he likes being where he's at right now. I think he wants to be in South Carolina as long as they'll have him, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he'd leave either. I'm just saying Virginia Tech would probably try to go for him.
Yeah. I think they're going to go for a splash hire. I think that's the reason they brought Bruce Arians in there, is because he can get it.
Who would be a splash hire?
That's a good question.
Shane Beamer's the first to come to mind.
I don't even know if it would necessarily be somebody who's currently coaching in college football. It might be an assistant in the NFL somewhere. Something like that, a coordinator in the NFL or something.
Splash?
Yeah, a big name. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you've got big names out there. Some of them have been mentioned in here. Well, you've got Gus Malzahn, right?
The Falcons coach might be on the market soon.
Yeah, probably.
Gus Malzahn, though? Why would he leave UCF, a head coaching job at UCF, to
Gus Malzahn is the offensive coordinator at Florida State.
I know he left to be a head coach at UCF to go be an offensive coordinator. Then he would go back to being a head coach?
Yeah. Why not?
What kind of sense does that make?
Well, he was being fired. He was fired from UCF.
He wasn't fired from UCF.
He wasn't?
No.
Oh. Well,
No.
There's a big difference between a Power Four, a long-standing Power Four team like Virginia Tech than a new team to the party in UCF.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It was a kind of Chip Kelly kind of situation where he left to be OC somewhere. Very crazy. I don't know, but I guess you're right. You're right.
I don't know. I mean, let's put it this way. With all the coaches that are going to be fired either now or by the end of the year, Gus Malzahn's name's going to be on a lot of people's list. He's going to have to turn a lot of people down if he wants to stay at Florida State.
Yeah.
So, anywho, let's see who's in here. Then we'll start talking about some of these games.
I'm going to look up a hot board for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, do that. Matt Dummett's here. CJ, Nate the Great, Daniel Barry Sports, B Bean, Jeremy Garland, Space Mountain Chops, Harold Gray. Yeah, it's a good thing Clemson has a week off, is right. I'm going to enjoy this weekend. Not watching Clemson lose is going to be great this weekend. What's up, Droid? Dog behind enemy lines. Roger Dodger. Wahoo Brad. Hey, Wahoo Brad, I don't know if you heard. I've got Virginia at least covering the 8 against Florida State on this Friday night. I don't know if you'll win. I hope you will, though. That'd be great. Badass Buckeye. Dave Brown, the Bourbon Hunter. I like that name. I like bourbon, too. Trip Hicks. Jimbo is going somewhere. Zona Tucson 93, big game for Arizona. I'm thinking of Arizona State. Never mind. Who's Arizona play? I'm thinking about Arizona State. They play on Friday night, too. Baylor man. SEC dog. Good evening, Pete and everyone. Good evening to you too, sir. Stingray. CJ. What's up, Jay Shipes?
Dude, this list is hilarious.
Gerard. John Doman. Dabo to Oklahoma State. Yeah, no, Dabo will be coaching at Clemson next year, I promise you.
We got to read off this hot board that I found.
All right, go ahead. Read it.
It starts out normal. South Florida's Alex Galesh.
Yeah, he's going to be on a lot of people's list, too, yeah.
Yeah. James Madison's Bob Chesney. Now, he's been there for 2 years, following up Signetti.
Now, there's one. Yeah, so Signetti is a big name for Virginia Tech, I would think.
Signetti. Oh, yeah. If they could lure him away, yeah.
Yeah.
If they could get him out of there. That's a good point. But this is kind of funny. Penn State OC Andy Kotelnicki, which is funny because that's where they got Brent Pry. He was the DC for Penn State.
Yeah, I doubt they'll go that route. I don't know.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny that this is on three's hot board. Ole Miss DC Pete Golding.
Mm-hmm.
And here's where it gets kind of funny. Army's Jeff Monken.
No, stop. Come on, man.
I would love if they did this.
They're not going to do that.
They got Shane Bieber on here too, and then this one has to be a joke. They got to be taking the piss. Michael Vick.
Yeah, did you say they asked him about that?
Asked Michael Vick about it?
Yeah, he was doing a post-game press conference for Norfolk State or whatever, and it was right after they fired Pry, maybe like a day or two later. And he was like, they were like, do you know Virginia Tech job's open? Would you be interested in going coaching your alma mater and blah, blah, blah. He totally skirted the question. He was just like, I'm just focused on, playing whoever the fuck Buddy State next week and getting a win for Norfolk State. I'm not even thinking about Virginia Tech, blah, blah, blah. So he gave a non-answer, basically.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, look, I love Mike Vick, and he's a, Hall of Fame quarterback and all that, amazing talent. But he's not ready to be coaching a Power 4 team yet. He just got into coaching altogether.
Yeah.
So, I doubt that.
People in the chat are saying Jeff Collins. That'd be great. Hey, look, if they want to hire any of the following, Michael Vick, Jeff Monken, or Jeff Collins, that'd be fine by me.
I wouldn't I'm thinking they're going after a big name. And
I wonder if they can pull. That would be a slam dunk hire.
Who? Jeff Collins?
No. Signetti.
Yeah, Signetti would be a slam dunk. Gus Malzahn would be a slam dunk. Jimbo Fisher is from West Virginia, so that's not far from Blacksburg. Maybe he would want to go there. It's closer to home.
Who?
Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah. But look, man, he's a national title winning coach. He's won a lot of games.
I know, but some coaches are just washed.
I don't know. I think Jimbo Fisher's entertaining.
I mean, while they're at it, why not hire Mike Gundy? Like, it's just, yeah, he's entertaining. Would you want Jimbo as a Virginia Tech fan? I wouldn't.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want him at Clemson, but
I mean, that's like saying Mike Gundy won the Big 12. They should hire him. You know,
Mark Stoops of Virginia Tech or Oklahoma State. Yeah.
Bill Belichick. Did you know he won 8 Super Bowls?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I actually won 6.
Was it 6?
He won 6 and Brady won 7 because Brady won 1 at Tampa Bay as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, it'll be interesting to see who they. Riz Chat says Brent Key would be a great fit for Virginia. Oh man, how mad would you be?
Dude.
How mad would you be?
Oh my God, that's first of all, it's not happening.
What if they say, hey, $10 million a year, guaranteed, $70 million, 7-year contract right out the gate, all guaranteed.
We would pay him that.
You would? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
How much does he make now? I think he makes like 6 where he's at now. He's you're trying to rage baby, but he's not freaking.
I didn't even bring it up. Somebody in the chat brought it up.
Yeah, very funny. It's not happening.
I don't know, man.
It's not happening.
I know he's a tech guy, but money talks, buddy.
He's not leaving.
Okay.
He might leave for Alabama.
Yeah. Alabama?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because he coached there. He was the O-line coach on the Natty team in 2017. He's a Saban tree coach. A lot of people don't know that. But
look,
he's from Alabama.
CJ says he's loyal to Georgia Tech. Every coach is loyal to their team until they're not.
Yeah, but come on, he played there.
That doesn't matter.
That's different. What do you think? Do you think Kirby Smart would leave Georgia?
Well, he's winning, and he's the highest paid coach in the country.
Well, Brent Key's winning here, and he makes.
You're not comparing what Brent Key's won to what Kirby Smart's won.
Okay, but we've improved we've improved every single year. All right.
All right.
He's not leaving. He's not leaving, dude. There's no way.
There's definitely a way.
There's no way. No shot, dude. I'm not worried about it at all.
Okay.
Florida's not freaking hiring him. Bama, no. Virginia Tech is certainly not.
That's like saying
for another ACC school.
That's like saying that Shane Beamer would leave South Carolina to take the Virginia Tech job. He's an alum there.
Well, I didn't say that. I said Shane Beamer probably wouldn't do that.
Right.
But.
Right.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, look, every coach says that until they do it. That's just the way they do.
I don't know. I think you can probably count on Brent Key staying.
All right. All right. Let's run through some of these games last week. There's not as many games this week because now we're into conference play. So there's about half as many games in the ACC as there was last week. But I watched all of this game, Florida at Miami, 26-7. And that game was never in question for Miami. I mean, Florida looked terrible. Carson Beck actually didn't even really have a great night. I mean, he only threw for 160 yards. He made a lot of mistakes. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't his best game, but they still pretty much blew out Florida. I mean, they're bad, especially offensively.
I didn't watch too much of this game. I know everybody was. I didn't expect it to be even this close. I don't know.
I feel bad for DJ Lagway. I really do. I mean,
he's getting picked on.
Well, not because he's getting picked on, because the guy, I mean, I don't know if he's a good quarterback or not because he doesn't have any time to do anything. He's running for his life like a chicken with his head cut off on every single play. They can't run the ball.
He's
like the whole offense, and that's too much for him to have to handle.
He seems like one of those quarterbacks to me that could, leave a bad situation and do really well somewhere else. Like if he transferred next year or something.
He probably will.
And I think he could do really well somewhere else, just not there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They got a lot. Florida's just not a very good team. I mean, their defense is actually pretty good. Their defense kept them in this game for a while. So I don't want to say they're not a good team. Their offense is awful. I mean, really bad. Coming from a Clemson guy, I know what bad offense looks like.
Yeah, there's only so long their defense is going to be able to do that, though.
Yeah.
Before they give up,
So, I mean, Miami controlled the game, really, if you watched it, and they didn't even play their A game. So, I just, anyway, 26-7. And I think DJ Lagway might be hurt again. There's rumors that he's been walking around in a walking boot all week. So, I don't know what his condition is for the rest of the season. But he's been that way since he's been at Florida. So, I guess he'll play. Kent State at Florida State. This is a rout, 66-10. Florida State, we'll talk about them, and when we talk about Week 5, they have a big game coming up this Friday night. Georgia Tech and Temple. Did you go with Rec to this game?
No, I stayed home and streamed it.
Okay.
It was like there's things to like about it and things to not. We did start Haynes King, which was interesting. And we jumped out to a 21-0 lead. We were throwing all over them. It felt like the game plan was to kind of work on our passing because we threw a lot in the game. Unfortunately, it stopped working after scoring 3 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And we went 3 and out like 3 or 4 times in a row and like turned it over right after the half. So we broke our streak of fumbling or whatever, turning it over on the first play of the game, but not on the first receiving drive of the half, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I didn't get to see any of this game.
And threw it away.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like, dude. And for a while, and for a little bit there, it was like a 1-score game in the third quarter. And then it seemed like we were just like, all right, forget passing. We need to put this game away. And we started running it, and we just ran all over them and until the game was over.
Right.
So it was a little sketchy there for a minute because that's how we lost to Bowling Green. You give these crappy teams like or a group of 5 team. Well, they're not even a crappy team. Like Temple's a good group of 5 team, and you give them hope and confidence and like make them believe they can win. And that's how you can get upset. Their quarterback was playing good, and it was scaring me a little bit, but thankfully we.
Well, I think if you're going to experiment and get some reps in real-time games with the passing game, this would have been the game to do it in. So I understand the approach there. And then if things aren't going the way you want them to, then you just bring out old reliable and run down their throat, which sounds like what they did.
Yeah, and thankfully and. Fortunately, thankfully too, Haynes King didn't really run it a lot either. Like we handed it to the running back, so we didn't make Haynes King, scramble or whatever all over him. He ran, but it was like option type stuff. But yeah, that's exactly what we did. And Haynes King was throwing some nice passes. So hopefully we can bust that out when needed. But yeah, that's how that game went.
Yeah, okay. I didn't see any of it, so I was looking to see exactly what happened there. But anyway, they routed in the end. You won by a lot. So Georgia Tech undefeated, sitting there ranked at what are you ranked at now?
16.
16, I think. Yeah, you were 18 going into this game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I'm nervous. Like I just. You look at our schedule, man, and you think like we should go undefeated. Like you look at every single team up until the Georgia game, and you're like, wow, Georgia Tech should win that game, somewhat easily, at least except for maybe 1 or 2. But I'm just nervous. Like we freaking do this. We lay an egg usually, and I'm just like, oh god, what team is it gonna be? It better not be Virginia Tech, dude.
Yeah.
It better not be Virginia Tech. I don't want to lose to an interim coach or whatever they have going on.
I don't think you have to worry about that. But
you wouldn't think so, but I don't know. Even under Brent Key, like this team has mental stuff. So we got Wake Forest this week, so we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to Week 5. Of course, Syracuse at Clemson. Syracuse absolutely dog walked Clemson up and down the field for 4 quarters. It was,
hell, man. I mean,
It was one of the worst. It was one of the worst games I've ever seen.
Yeah, I feel like an asshole now after rushing the field, carrying the goalposts, and doing all that, and then you guys go and pull this crap.
It was just.
Hell, dude.
It's just. It's so crazy what's going on in Clemson right now. I mean, and of course, this game happened 4 days after, Dabo went on his rant, yelling at the fans and everybody else about how if you don't like winning at Clemson, I'll go win somewhere else. And he goes out there and lays a complete fucking egg against Syracuse, and then cries afterwards. Literally cried on the field.
What happened, dude? Like, Clemson is the laughing stock of college football right now.
I know they are, and they should be. They deserve it. They deserve to be look. People tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's fine. But all these people on TV, all the lines makers, the odds makers, all the so-called quote unquote experts that you watch on TV, former players and everything, all of them had Clemson in the top 4 to start the season. A lot of them had them going to the playoffs as a top 4 seed. Based on the amount of talent and the amount of returning stars, it's a veteran team, which is what makes this even more embarrassing. Is they have a veteran team, and Dabo went out and made some splash hires as coordinators, and this team is just not well coached, and the effort is they get. Look, I don't think anybody's going to disagree that Clemson is more talented than Syracuse, but Syracuse wanted to win. I mean, they played with 10 times more effort. That is a problem. You know what they say? They say that the players take on the personalities of their coaches, and obviously the coaches are fucking soft because that's how they're playing. And you know what? Now they're saying all the right things. Apparently they had a meeting yesterday. Dabo and the players. It was none of the other coaches because Dabo wanted to talk to players by himself. And, he was emotional or whatever. And so anyway, they had their Tuesday press conference today with some of the team captains and, Peter Woods and some of these other players, and they're saying all the same shit. That, well, yeah, we know we're taking this personal, and we're not playing with enough effort. It's like, well, why did it take you playing 4 terrible fucking games to start the season to figure this out? So I don't believe the shit until I see it. And then Dabo said another thing. Do you remember last year? I made a video about this with Dabo after they got blown out by Georgia, week 1 to start the season. Mm-hmm. Dabo goes on about how, it's not all about winning. I told my players it's not all about winning. He said the same thing now. Now that they're 1-3, he's reverted back to it's not all about winning. Well, yes, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, they're paying you $11.5 million to win. That's literally what they're paying you for. So anyway, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm anxious to see what's going to happen the rest of the season. They've dug their heels in because a lot of people are calling. Let's see the backup quarterback Vizina. He's been on the team for 3 years. It's not like he's just his first year here. He doesn't know the system. Yeah. So not only that, some of the other running backs we want to see whoever's not giving enough effort, put the backup in. Let's see what they do.
He never benched DJ, did he?
Huh?
He never benched DJ, did he?
Yeah, eventually at the end of his last season there he did. Yeah.
It took a lot.
And look, Cade Klubnik is getting paid $3 million this year. So, I mean, he's the highest paid player on the team, and he plays, and he's terrible. Yeah. So that makes it harder to bench him, I guess. But anyway, so, it's just... I'm anxious to see what they're going to do personnel-wise and scheme-wise, if they're going to try to do anything different, or they're just going to be like, okay, we're going to continue to do what we've been doing and just play harder. Or I don't know. And we'll see at the end of the season what's going on with some of the position coaches and coordinators situations. Because for all the people in the chat, I know it's funny to speculate Dabo to Oklahoma State, Dabo to UCLA, Dabo to Virginia Tech. Dabo is not quitting. He's not quitting Clemson. He's got too much pride. He's not quitting, and they're not firing him. So he'll be the coach. I don't care if they don't win another game this year. He'll be there next year. So that's all there is to it.
And I have an opinion on it too. My thing with it is like, Dabo is obviously stuck in his ways a bit, and he's got the way that he's done things that's worked for so long, and there's a reason that he does it, and really up until now, there's been obviously cons to his approach to building a program without using the transfer portal and all that. But it also comes he gets a lot of criticism for it, but it also comes with a lot of pros too that I like a lot of people don't really talk about. Like,
hardly anybody transfers out of Clemson because of that.
Exactly. Low roster turnover. A rock solid culture. You never have had these like effort issues. You're not like.
But this was supposed to be the year that he was leading up to, with retaining players and developing them over 3 and 4 years. This is what it all came to a head this season. This was supposed to be the team that could compete, and it turns out they're one of the worst teams in the country.
When you don't have these, you're not supposed to at least have these like horrible fall offs, this lack of effort. You're supposed to have this that's the trade off, right? For not using the portal. You're supposed to have this like rock solid culture for the first time. You're supposed to have this like consistency, and for the first time, it's not the case. I couldn't believe what I was seeing with like some of the effort.
Well,
I would see that out of a Dabo team.
And the more ironic thing is, so he took 4 transfers last year. 3 of them are starters on the team right now.
Yeah.
And they are the best players on the team right now.
Yeah.
Will Helt, now Sammy Brown's a beast. He was recruited by Clemson, but Will Helt is the best player on defense right now. He came from Purdue, the defensive end.
Yeah.
This Tristan Smith kid, the wide receiver, they've only thrown him the ball a couple times. He catches it every time, and he puts more effort into running the ball and trying to score than any other wide receiver, outside of maybe Bryant Wesco, who's a dog. But it's a problem. It's a problem. Now he'll be forced probably to go in the transfer portal this year more than he has, because just based on the fact that they have so many people. There's so many seniors on this team that are leaving. I don't think he'll be able to fill all those spots just through recruiting like he likes to do. So he's going to be forced, and that's not even counting who may transfer out, right, if they have a terrible year, which they're going to. So he's going to be forced to go into the portal this year. He's also going to have a lot of pressure, I think, from above him to go into the portal anyway. So you'll probably see, even if it's not what he wants to do, you're probably going to see a lot more transfer players come in this coming offseason than what you've ever seen at Clemson before. So,
yeah.
And I was telling,
it's kind of forced, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of forced. And you know what? I mean, I guess better late than never, but this is what it takes for you to learn your lesson that you have to get with the times. But I was telling Uncle Lou last night on the Lunch Money show, I was like, people are always like, you hear these talking heads on TV, and you even hear them on YouTube. They're like, Dabo won't embrace NIL and the transfer portal. Okay, you're right. He hasn't embraced the transfer portal as much as other coaches have, but they have embraced NIL. They're 8th in the country in what they spend on NIL. 8th. So I don't want to hear they don't use NIL, because they do. There's a bunch of multimillionaires on this terrible team right now. The way they use NIL, though, is different than what most other teams do. At Clemson, they use NIL to retain players, keep them from transferring out and taking money somewhere else. Most teams will use NIL to lure transfer players in. So in other words, this is a perfect example of this. There was that offensive lineman that was choosing between Clemson and Georgia Tech. I think he's your best offensive lineman right now.
Rutledge. Yeah.
Yes. So he was going to transfer, and he either was going to go to Clemson or Georgia Tech. Well, he gets on the phone with Dabo Swinney. He wants to talk NIL. Dabo says, we don't talk NIL until you're already on this team. That's not the way we do things here.
Yeah.
Well, Georgia Tech says, well, all right, we'll give you this much money to come here. Fuck Dabo. And he ends up at Georgia Tech.
Dude, so, I don't mean to rub it in, but you guys missed out on him. Brent Key, Brent Key, I just got done telling you that he was the O-line coach on the 2017 Bama Natty team. He said that kid is the best O lineman he's ever coached.
Yeah, we could have used him.
Yeah, dude, he's a freaking beast. He had during the Clemson game. He had a bloody nose, and remember that?
Yeah.
They patched him up and sent him right back in. But yeah, I don't know. Dabo, it seems like his way of doing things is just expired.
I think he had to come to, no pun intended. I think he might have had to come to Jesus moment this past weekend.
Yeah.
I think he finally realized, you could see it on his face and the post-game press conference, instead of, attacking everybody and saying, you don't appreciate me and I won all this, I won all that. He looked like a whipped puppy.
You're not supposed, it wasn't supposed to happen. That, like, you were supposed to be immune from that type of outcome under the way Dabo did things. But look, I'll say this: like, Dabo is, if I was a recruit or if my kid was a recruit or something, I would want to play for Dabo.
Well, again, I've said this 100 times. His players love him. There's no doubt about it. Even right now, they're defending him and saying it's not Dabo's fault; it's our fault. Like they're falling on the sword. There's no doubt There's no doubt that his players love him, and I don't think anybody thinks there's a doubt about that. And that's great. But when you get paid this kind of money, this is not a good look.
Yeah,
it's a business.
He does things the way that they probably should be done.
Yeah,
but
well,
in reality, it can't be.
But this is the way it is. So if you're not willing to play ball and play the game that has to be played, then you probably ought to just go ahead and go somewhere else. And I don't want him to go anywhere else. I want him to play the fucking games. What I want him to do. So we'll see. This is a pivotal moment for the program where they go from here, and we'll see if they can turn things around or if they're going to go off into oblivion or whatever. So anyway, we spent enough time on Clemson. I think
I was cheering for y'all, dude. You're freaking ruining our strength of schedule. So thanks for that.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't do it. I don't play for Clemson.
It's definitely your fault.
I know. I'll take the blame. Me and Dabo. After the show, I'm going to call Dabo and we'll have a crying session together. Yeah. All right. Virginia Tech 38-6 over Wofford. Nothing really much to talk about there. SMU and TCU 35-24. SMU is taking a couple losses in a row.
Yeah. I wanted to forget it. SMU a little bit disappointing this year. We saw this coming. Didn't we pick TCU?
Yeah, we did.
I did. I was saying how impressed I was with that Hoover, the TCU quarterback.
Yeah, he threw for almost 400 yards in this game.
He's good.
Yeah, TCU's pretty good. I mean, they're one of the teams in the Big 12 that could eventually win it.
These are the same guys that went to the Natty. So I wouldn't. They were pretty not good for the past couple of years, but
hey, they're doing it without Garrett Riley. Imagine that.
Look, here's the thing. If Clemson winds up getting rid of him, I want him to be, because I don't think we're keeping Buster for another year. I want Garrett Riley.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Then you better hope you get a quarterback who can throw the ball. You better hope you got a quarterback who can throw the ball 60 times a game, because that's what Garrett Riley likes to do.
He's being hamstrung. And
no, he's not.
A quarterback, Aaron Philo, like I told you, he broke Trevor Lawrence's passing record.
He's not being hamstrung. He doesn't like to run the ball.
Okay, well,
he's almost like fucking Mike Leach level. He likes to throw the ball.
Didn't Kane Club have 60 passes?
Yeah, he threw 60 times against Syracuse.
What did damn Max Duggan do at TCU though?
They threw the ball. They threw the ball a lot there too.
But Max Duggan was a Haynes King type, like put the game on his.
Which
back.
is, I don't know. Clemson's always been. I know we've had some really good quarterbacks in recent years, but Clemson still was always a run first team until Garrett Riley got there. So
I expect us to be a lot more pass heavy next year. But okay, maybe you're right. Maybe that's a.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him. If you want to run the ball at all, I wouldn't take him. So,
I do think he is being held back at Clemson, though.
Yeah, he likes this air raid high school bullshit offense. I'm not a fan of it, really. There's way too much
just
talent.
I don't know. I like a lot of people call us one-dimensional, and I guess I get why. I don't agree with it, but we do have some really sick receivers that are not.
Yeah, I think you do too, and I think that Haynes can throw the ball, but I like, maybe I'm old school. I like running the ball. That's just me.
I like running the ball too, but we're not getting as good of a push as we need with the offensive line, and we don't have like a really big, at least not one that's not hurt, like running back that can get the 1 or 2 yards or whatever. I don't know. It seems like like with Jamal Haynes, it's either it's either nothing or like a huge run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
so anyway, SMU's lost 2 in a row now, so not looking good there. Louisville beat up on Bowling Green. UCF beat the absolute shit out of North Carolina.
Listen. I'm cooking up something for North Carolina.
What do you mean?
You know how my content is when I lock in, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
I'm cooking up something for this situation.
I can't wait. So Clemson plays them not this week because they're on a bye, but next week.
Oh, the toilet bowl.
Yeah, Clemson at North Carolina.
Yeah,
I'm already getting my barf bag ready for the freaking love fest that's going to go on between Dabo Swinney and Bill Belichick. I wouldn't be surprised to see him out there tongue kissing at halftime. It's going to be sickening.
Oh man! Well, he's already out there tongue kissing Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan Hudson.
Oh god, it's going to be sick. I don't even know I'm not going to be able to take it. It's going to be nothing but a love fest between those two.
Well, this was. I mean, obviously, we saw this coming from a mile away too.
Yeah. Did you see? Did you see after the game, the UCF coach? What is his face? Shit. What's his name?
I don't know who did take over there.
Scott Frost. Yeah, you remember Scott Frost came back to UCF.
That's right.
After the game, so apparently Bill Belichick said something before leading into the game about we're playing Central Florida, or he called him Central.
He called him Central.
He called him Central. After the game, Scott Frost was like, "Yeah, and we're not Central Florida. We're UCF." He said, "We're not Central Florida," which you are Central Florida.
You are.
Yes, you're literally Central Florida.
But he just called him Central.
He goes, "We're not." I know, but Scott Frost said, "We're not Central Florida. We're UCF."
That's funny.
Yeah, so he doesn't even know what the C and the F stands for, I guess. Oh, God.
Yeah, the situation at North Carolina gets funnier and funnier.
I know, it's bad.
What happens? I have a question. If you don't know, we need to figure this out because whenever Bill is done there, he gets his son. His son's waiting to be hired, right?
Yeah.
His son's like in the wings.
Yeah, I think it's in the contract that he takes over or something. There's something in the contract about that.
What if they fire him? How does that work?
I don't know. I have to look at the contract. Maybe if they fire him, they got to pay him and his son out or something. I don't know.
Is anybody in the comments, please tell me what happens?
Oh, in North Carolina, whoever's made that hire and is running that whole thing is but they should be fired.
This hire might be worse than the Jeff Collins hire.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
We called it. I think everybody in the country knew it was going to be bad, but everybody except for the people that hired him.
I really want to know, if anybody listening knows, I really would love to know what the situation is. I guess they got to buy them both out in that case. Like you're breaking the contract if you fire him and then don't hire sons. I don't know how that works. But
True Seminole says it's still year one for the guy. Cut him some slack. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work next year or the year after that or the year after that.
You can give as many years as you want. It's bad.
It's not going to work.
It's going to be bad. That's what happens when you get your coaches from the nursing home.
Yeah. And then bring their 25-year-old girlfriends in to help you run things.
Lord, what a clown show. Not only do you hire a way too old coach, but he's got a damn gold digger girlfriend
on the sideline.
I mean, it's turning it into a circus.
It is a circus. If I was a North Carolina fan, I'd be upset about this.
Dude, I'm 2-0.
I'd be mad.
I can sniff it out, dude. I saw it with Dion And now with Bill Belichick, we saw it coming. The circus. Ever since Jeff Collins, I have a keen sense for it. It's not fun to have your football program be a circus.
BB and the revenue sharing as far as the ACC is based on TV ratings. So it doesn't matter if Clemson goes 1-11 and they still have high ratings, then yeah, that's what it's all about. At this point, as bad as Clemson is, people will still watch just to see the train wreck.
Delusional UNC fan says there's no contract saying his son.
There's something about his son in there.
You just delete that comment. I was reading it and it disappeared.
I didn't delete it. No, he might have.
He deleted it because he realized it was wrong.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It disappeared in front of my eyes. Wow.
All right, NC State at Duke. Can I just go ahead and say?
Hey, we saw this.
I told you.
We picked Duke too. This is a complete.
I know we picked Duke in this game, and everyone said we were stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a classic ACC upset moment.
It was time for NC State to get exposed. They're not good. I've watched every game they've played this year. They're not good.
Yeah.
And Duke, well, anyway, it was 45-33, but really it should have been more than that. Duke should have scored more than that against them. NC State's defense is absolutely atrocious. Look, CJ Bailey's a good quarterback. If you're looking for a bright spot, they have a couple of really good receivers, and CJ Bailey's a really good quarterback. Their defense is complete trash. I mean, they don't have much of a running game either. So, yeah. So they're on their first loss of many to come this season. And then, I don't know, maybe Mike Gundy and Dave Doran can go coach somewhere together at the end of the season. So.
You get a kick out of that. This was a good game, and we played both of these teams, and these are probably the two teams that have the best chance of beating us, barring like a weird, like a lay an egg moment, which we probably will have against like Virginia Tech. God, I'm not looking forward to the Virginia Tech game. I just feel.
Is that game in Blacksburg, or where's it at?
It's at Bobby Dodd. It's after a bye week too. We play bad after bye week. We're playing Wake Forest this week. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Stanford at Virginia. Virginia put a hurting on Stanford. Stanford's pretty bad. But did you know, because inquiring minds want to know, that Virginia is averaging 46 points a game and 1,300 yards passing on the season so far. So they're on pace for around 4,000 yards passing.
I watched a lot of this game. Yeah, they were.
Virginia's got a good offense.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm happy for them. They deserve it.
And they've got a big one this week, buddy. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so everyone in the chat's been waiting for this one. You know how I was pretending like I was going to move to California and become a Cal fan? I was on the Cal bandwagon train. Well, yeah, I'm jumping right out. Since I'm a fair weather fake fan of Cal, this was embarrassing. They didn't even score a point.
Dude, another thing, like, I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, the ACC sucks." Like, dude, California, do not lump them in with the ACC, dude. None of us asked for this.
Yeah,
this isn't something like we had enough problems without freaking Cal and Stanford while we're at it, embarrassing the conference like this.
They fooled me into thinking they might be decent this year.
Who let these guys in?
Jim Phillips did.
We had enough problems. Jim Phillips, I'm going to...
What are you going to do?
I'm going to restrain myself from saying what I want to do to Jim Phillips.
Yeah.
But
is it illegal?
Yeah, dude. This guy needs to pay for his crimes.
Yeah.
We were already in a bad enough state, and you're going to freaking bring these two jokers in the conference. They're ruining everything. They're making us look so bad. Well, as if we didn't already look bad.
Yeah, we don't need a lot of help looking bad, do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's making it look worse.
Yeah.
Bad to worse. So anyway, everyone can point and laugh at Cal. We'll see if they can bounce back this week. All right, coming up this Friday night, the Friday night ACC special on ESPN at 7 o'clock. Number 8, Florida State. And that rhymes, too. I'm not even a rapper. Number 8, Florida State at Virginia. Florida State is a 8-point favorite on the road. Now, of course Florida State's better than Virginia. Of course they should beat Virginia. But not so fast. We've seen this every year when a highly ranked team goes on the road against an unranked team in the ACC on a Friday night. There's always crazy shit that happens. So, look, of course I'm picking Florida State to win this game. But from a betting standpoint, I'm taking Virginia to cover to 8. And plus, like I said, they've got a legit offense. Virginia does.
8's a good number.
It's a great number. It's over a touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah, and Virginia's not bad.
No, they're not bad. This is not the Virginia of last year. And look, I'm a fan of Tony Elliott anyway, so this isn't me hating on Florida State. I'm just a Tony Elliott fan. You know, he's a Clemson guy.
Another thing, I'm going to be honest, like, I don't get the really hype for Florida State. Like, I think they're much better, obviously, than they were last year, but number 8 is a little excessive to me. I just think it's kind of crazy.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with where they're ranked. I mean, just based on what everyone else has done, but
Okay, here's the thing. Maybe they could be ranked there. That's fine at this point in the year, like whatever, like their resume. But people are like penciling them in for versus Miami in the ACC championship. They're having them go. I saw one guy had them going to the Natty, like, or even playoffs. Like, I really don't think, from what I've seen, I don't even feel like Florida State's a playoff team. I don't know.
I don't know. I think they're good. I'm not willing to go that far. I mean,
I'm not sold that they're a playoff team, but some people are talking crazy.
But people have to understand that what I'm talking about has nothing to do with any of that. It's just weird. I'm telling you, weird things happen on Friday nights in the ACC. It's been that way for a long time. Look, when Clemson goes on the road, I'm not this year. They're terrible. But in years past, when they weren't terrible, they were highly ranked. And when they went on the road to play an unranked team on Friday night, it was always a disaster. It was either they got beat or it was a struggle win. So I'm just telling you guys, this is the way it is. Friday night, traveling on a Friday night is not easy.
I think that we'll find out a lot. And Tristan said, have you watched the game? Okay. Yeah, I've never seen a game. I watched the beatdown that Florida State, just like everybody else, I watched in shock and awe as they beat down Alabama at home. But, and I get it. But I don't know, man. I'm not sold yet on them. And I don't know. I'm not sold on them yet. You're coming. Is that such a crazy thing to say after they're coming off a 2-10 year? Like,
no, it's not crazy.
They jump up to, and I'm not after watching one good game, because who have they played since then? Kent State and a FCS team. Like, that's not going to tell me anything.
Yeah.
Yes, I watched the Alabama game, which is the only game that freaking matters. But hey, week 1 was a long time ago.
All right, look, we'll revisit this next week. Y'all think I'm crazy?
We'll find out a lot.
We'll find out.
We'll get to see. Guess what? We'll get to see Alabama play, a real game, and we'll get to see Florida State play a real game here. So I'll be more convinced. And look, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just not sold on them being ACC title team or playoff team. I think they can win like 8 games or 7 games or something. I'm just not so sure on. I don't know. But the ACC is really bad this year, so that could prop them up too. And look, I'll say this now: if Georgia Tech goes like 11-0, I'm still going to be like, okay, are we fraudulent? Because like our schedule is doo-doo. And I haven't seen Florida State's, but I'm just assuming theirs is as well.
Florida State's is harder than yours.
Is it harder? Okay.
Yeah.
They play like Louisville, don't they? That's going to be – Louisville's pretty good.
Well, they play Miami. They play – well, they play Clemson. They play that they play that powerhouse. They play that powerhouse Virginia this week. Come on, man.
Isn't that game in Tallahassee?
Yeah, I don't even remember.
I don't either. I remember one of the games being there. Like
Somebody in the chat knows.
yeah. Anyway,
So
I need to see more from Florida State. That's all.
I think it might be in Clemson actually.
You don't gotta get all pissed off at Sea
The Clemson and FSU game, True Seminole. That's what we're talking about.
I agree. They look completely different. I think they can win. Going from two games to saying they can win 8 is freaking insane. That would be
it's in Clemson.
That would be like I'm assuming that would be like by far the biggest like differential.
Hey, look, that's actually good news for you, FSU, because Clemson loses all their games at home recently. So
it was BB. He posted it. Pitt, they get it home at Stanford, Wake Forest, Clemson, Virginia Tech, NC State. That's a horrible schedule. Even their non-con game against Florida. They don't even play Louisville. So Miami is their hardest game. So if they're as good as you say, they should only lose one game, which is Miami. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Georgia Tech at Wake Forest. I don't really think this is going to be a contest. I was on the Lunch Money show last night, and I picked Georgia Tech to cover the 14. I think it might be 13 now, whatever it is. And Rec Talk, he jumped in immediately, and he's like, no. He's like, anything, don't ever take Georgia Tech to cover big spreads. Anything over 10 points, don't take them to cover it.
If anything, I'd take Wake Forest.
With the points, you mean?
Yeah, if you can get it at 14.
Well, I'm more confident in it. I'm not a believer in Wake Forest, so I think that if you guys stick to your game plan and keep the ball on the ground, you can pretty much move the ball at will on Wake Forest. Their defense is not good.
Yeah, they have a somewhat competent offense. We'll see. I don't think we're going to lose or anything like that. It's just that
I think it'll be too much for them. They're going to get worn down. If you stick to your game plan and run the ball like you should, like that's your strong point. In the second half, I think you'll pull away and win by 20 or more.
You're going to hear this from me probably every week until we lose a game. As I'm just scared of the laying an egg game. It could happen at any moment. It really
all
could.
Right. Well,
and you're going to be like, how in the hell did they lose to? And I'm so
all right. So I agree with you. I think you'll lose a game somewhere that you shouldn't lose. But not this one. Not this one.
Long as it's not Virginia Tech, I'm okay with it.
It's not like there's some serious, crazy home field advantage at Wake Forest either. I mean,
yeah, we whooped them last time we went up there.
Yeah, you'll do it again. I'm confident in you. More than you are. Duke at Syracuse. This game's interesting because, unfortunately, Angeli got hurt in Clemson game. He blew out his Achilles, and so he's done for the season. And he's such a good player. He's a baller. So I don't know, and. I heard Fran Brown say, because Angeli was a true dual threat. He could throw it, and he was a master with his legs. This guy's a pocket passer. So Duke's got a pretty decent defense in the ACC. I think if he's one-dimensional, they'll be able to tee off on him. And so I think this really hurts. I kind of feel bad for Syracuse actually losing Angeli. That might have derailed their season completely.
Yeah, I do too, honestly. I hate Syracuse and Fran Brown. Well, Fran Brown mostly, but I that really sucks because I now all of a sudden that game was like way more interesting. I kind of thought they sucked after going to OT with UConn, but now it seems like they might be good. But damn, so when did he get hurt? Did he get hurt like after they had already blown you out or what?
Yeah, it was in the fourth quarter.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I mean, at the time, I think it was like a 14-point game, but the Clemson was still in it. It was early in the fourth quarter, I think. But yeah, it was unfortunate. I hated to see that. I liked obviously I hated the outcome of the game, but I'm a fan of Angeli. He's leading. Before he got hurt, he was leading the country in passing. So he ran all over Clemson like it was nothing.
Yeah,
he's a baller. So that might have derailed Syracuse season. So I feel bad for them, and I think they're gonna lose this game too. Now it is in Syracuse, but it's a noon game. I'm sure that the fart box is what I call it, the Carrier Dome. I don't even, what do they call it now? It used to be the Carrier Dome. I think they renamed it to something else.
Yeah, like the wireless dome.
Whatever it is. You get that place packed with 30,000 people and indoors. It gets loud in there or whatever. But I don't know. I'm taking Duke here to win this game.
Duke looked pretty competent last week against a at least decent at least like upper half. I don't know. The ACC is so bad this year. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But Duke might
There's a couple of bright spots in there. Syracuse was a bright spot. I mean, and then Georgia Tech is a bright spot. Miami is a bright spot. Florida State's a bright spot. So Clemson's obviously a huge letdown. But I mean, there's 4 decent teams. Now Syracuse is probably going to go away. But
outside of that, though, you just have complete dog shit. Like, Stanford, friggin' Pittsburgh lost to dang West Virginia, who lost to Ohio. Virginia Tech, Cal. We get stuck with those bozos. I don't know. It's just bad. Boston College is like 1-2. You know what I mean? Duke lost both their out of conference games, even to Tulane. It's like, I don't know, but I don't know where I'm going with this.
Hey, y'all in the chat, y'all also told me Duke wasn't going to beat North Carolina State last week. Who was right about that?
Yeah, I don't know. This is a coin toss to me.
If Angeli was playing in this game, I would say Syracuse win this easy.
Oh yeah, me too.
But he's not, and Fran Brown said it himself that this guy's a pocket passer. He's not a run guy.
Who, their backup?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Collins.
Interesting.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
I'll probably go with Duke just because they seem like maybe they got some life left, and obviously Syracuse has lost their quarterback. So, I don't know. But one player doesn't make a team a lot of the time, but that is a horrible loss. But, sometimes a player like that gets hurt and the team rallies around them.
I don't know, bro. We'll see.
We'll see. I'm definitely.
I mean, I don't care who wins the game. I'm not a fan of either team. If Syracuse wins, I'll be happy for them. But I don't know. All right, Louisville at Pitt. Louisville. Both these teams have been kind of a disappointment to me.
Louisville.
Yeah.
Did they lose a game?
Yeah. Didn't they lose week 1?
To who? I thought they were undefeated.
No, they're not, are they?
Am I tripping?
Yeah, you're tripping.
I'm not tripping.
Yes, you are. I'm about to tell you right now.
All right, let me pull it up. Who'd they lose to? You can't even name it. Oh, they're 3-0. I just pulled it up.
Are they?
Yeah, they just ain't played nobody.
Oh, that's
they had a competitive game against James Madison.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, that was that's what it was.
They still wound up winning 28-14 though. I'm not gonna knock them for that. James Madison's good.
I haven't seen them play outside of James Madison. I haven't seen a single game they played, so maybe that's what. Maybe that's the impression that I had from them.
This is their first, real game. So the Eastern Kentucky and Bowling Green is the other 2 teams they played. So we'll find out about Louisville too. Can they keep getting away with it? They've been good pretty much every year. What is this? Their 3rd year with Brom?
3rd or 4th.
Yeah, and they've been good every year under him. So we'll see. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, freaking lost in overtime to West Virginia. What the hell, dude?
Games in Pitt.
I don't know.
This would be the best team that Louisville's played, though.
This is a Carl the Coin special.
I've already made my picks for the Carl.
Yeah, I'm sure this was not on there because how would you even predict this game? This is
I'm not even going to. I guess I'll take the home team here, Pitt.
You can't. This is the type of ACC game, like it could literally anything could happen.
Yeah, it's
anything.
Well, I guess we'll learn more about both these teams this week. Cal at Boston College. Well, I was on the Cal train until last weekend. I'm off of it now. Give me the Eagles, man.
Yeah, give me Boston College to bounce back. This is their first ACC game.
This is their first ACC game. And also, Cal has to travel. I don't know if you can get any further away from Cal to Boston. I mean, without going
Boston
to Canada.
College, the past couple weeks had to go to Michigan State and then the next week to Stanford. How the hell do you lose to Stanford? I know they had to go to Stanford, but damn. But I don't know. Now they get to come back home. It's so stupid that we play teams in California.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't know. Give me Boston College. I'll give them a bounce back win.
I'm going with the Eagles myself. Virginia Tech and NC State, 7 p.m. on the Cartoon Network.
NC State. Give me NC State.
Oh God. Yeah, Virginia Tech is going to win. This won't even be close. Virginia Tech probably won about 60-3.
Who's their interim?
I don't know. One of their coordinators.
Yeah, nobody knows. Well, yeah, give me NC State. I know you're not going to take them, but I don't know.
No, they're about to start a losing streak.
Yeah, they're going. Well, Virginia Tech is. They're rough. It'll be interesting to see if they're any good under their interim, like we were.
Is it Phil Montgomery?
Phil Montgomery. He's a somebody.
He's the interim.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, I'll be interested because we were good. I mean, that's how Brent Key got his job. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, yeah, that's how Dabo got his job.
Right.
I mean,
So
that's how a lot of coaches get their job.
Overlook a freaking coach with or a team with an interim.
No,
not even close, dude.
But here's the thing: they've already said they're hiring. They're going to hire somebody else.
Right.
I mean, they're being public about it. So he is actually just coaching the rest of this year. He's not going to be the head coach next year. No. I guess maybe if they went undefeated for the rest of the year, there'd be some cries to keep him or something. But outside of that, they're going to go. That's the reason they hired Bruce Arians in the first place. So.
Yeah.
San Jose State and Stanford. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know much about San Jose State this year.
I'm going to say San Jose State. They just dunked on Cal. And
no, that was San Diego State.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, they're two different teams in two different cities. That's what the difference is.
It makes no difference to me. It's all California out there.
Yeah, so I'm actually I'm going to take San Jose State here. I don't know anything about them, but what I do know about Stanford is that they're fucking terrible. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that Stanford's not going to win.
Let's see. I want to know what San Jose State's record is.
Yeah, see who they've beaten, or what? Yeah, or if they had beaten anybody.
I'm trying to pull it up now. This is our last game. I never watch these games either because they're so late. Well, this one's at 7:30, so it's not bad.
It's on the ACC network at 7:30. Yeah.
So
look at that. Tickets as low as $8. Damn.
Dude, you couldn't pay me to go to that game.
I would for $8. Shit, I'll go to any game for that. I mean, it costs more than that to go to a high school game around here.
Okay, so San Jose State is 1-2. They lost to Central Michigan and Texas. I wonder if Arch Manning was flexing on him as he was beating them.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Stanford can win this one then.
And they beat Idaho. Yeah, give me Stanford.
It would be the most ACC thing ever for Stanford to lose to San Jose State at home.
Even for Stanford, this would be a really bad loss.
Oh yeah.
Really. Give me Stanford. I changed my mind.
Okay, go Trees.
Go ACC.
ACC.
They need to be kicked out if they keep losing these type of teams, though.
Yeah.
They should have never been allowed in the first place, but.
They're in a rebuild. That guy Andrew Luck in there trying to right the ship. He's not going to do it overnight.
So we finished pretty early here. I wanted to ask or bring up the topic. So at the beginning of the year, they were saying that they were only going to let us hear the review booth like on Friday and Thursday night games or whatever. But
yeah.
It seems like they're just doing it for every game now. Is that the case?
You know what? I haven't really noticed because a lot of times I'm streaming and the games and I have the volume down on TV anyway, so I can't hear what's going on.
Me too.
Yeah.
They do put up a graphic though, where it's like, a look into the booth or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Now that you say that, I think when we were watching when we were over at Rec Talk's house after the Georgia Tech and Clemson game, I'm pretty sure we saw that happen on Saturday.
They showed it on the Georgia Tech Clemson game because I rewatched it after it was over.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And they showed it, so I guess they're just doing it because they were at first they were like, yeah, we're only going to do this on ACC home games on Friday night, but Now they're doing it every game, which is a rare W for ACC.
Yeah, I like it. They should have been. They should have always been that way.
Yeah, they don't usually do cool stuff. Like they usually just they usually just piss down their leg. But it was a pretty cool thing that they actually wound up doing.
I bet you the other conferences eventually follow suit with that because I think it's popular.
I bet that it gets more people to watch. Like I've been so freaking stoked having these games on Friday and Thursday night to watch for the ACC.
I love watching Friday night games. I just don't like my team playing in them.
I mean that's the thing about it. And Georgia Tech plays in Thursday night games, and it's been bad too. But it is nice to watch because you have something to watch on a game you probably otherwise wouldn't get to watch because there might be other games on.
Yeah.
Also, we didn't mention that the ACC's go into 9 conference games.
Yeah. One of the only teams that voted against it was Clemson.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the reason is they already play 10 Power 4, how many conferences there are now, Power 4 games a year, because they play South Carolina every year, and they play another Power 5, usually another SEC team every year, and it's scheduled out, and then they just added this whole thing with Notre Dame for the next 10 years, starting next year. So that means they're probably going to end up playing, if they keep the games scheduled, they already have scheduled, they're going to be playing 11 or 12 Power 4 teams a year. With 9 conference games.
That's like Georgia Tech too, because we always play Georgia, and then we played Colorado this year. It wouldn't change anything for us. Or I guess it would change.
We're going to end up losing some of these games that I've been looking forward to. Like we have home schedule with Georgia. We got LSU next year. I don't know what's going to happen with that. In the future, we've got other SEC teams. I want to say A&M and Auburn. I don't know, but my point is, a lot of those games are going to go away now, or either that, or we're going to have to refigure out the Notre Dame deal that we've got with them.
When it was stopping, or starting? I mean, did they say?
I'm assuming it's starting next year. I don't know.
Oh, geez. Our out of conference next year is Georgia, Colorado, and Tennessee. So, we're gonna probably have to change that too.
Yeah, so I do like the non-conference games, but I also like the big non-con games for Clemson. I can't speak for every other team because Clemson is not one of these teams like that schedules terrible out of conference teams.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is horrible news for UNC and Virginia, who always seem to have the worst possible slates imaginable for the out of conference. So
yeah,
I don't know, but for us, it's not really going to make much of a difference. We already play insane schedules.
It'll make a big difference for some of these teams. Like you see what Wake Forest does, and some of the lower level ACC teams. Like they play, and look, I get why. I mean, they're just not good, but they play the school, the deaf, dumb, and blind like 4 times a year. Like their out of conference is always bad, really bad. Yeah. So they'll be forced to at least play one more Power 4 team a year. And part of that is not just 9 conference games, but playing 10 Power 4 a year. So that'll force some of these teams in the ACC to up their game. But Clemson's already scheduling hard out of conference. So it kind of hurts them, actually.
Yeah, us too, man. Us too. So.
All right. Well, there we go. We did it.
Yeah. It's a good show. Just me and you, man.
Yeah, like the old days, buddy.
The old days, dude.
Yeah, man. I liked it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah, from now on, we'll just tell everybody else to fuck off.
Yeah. do we really need anybody else?
No, I do like Rec Talk on here, though. And Slim.
Everybody likes Rec Talk.
Rec Talk and Slim have kind of a free pass on the ACC show. They've been roll dogs, but...
Seminole used to come on a lot. I haven't seen him in a while.
But I can't have 5 and 6 people on here because then it's too much.
Remember Luke Walker? He used to be on here all the time.
Yes, of course I remember him.
I miss having a North Carolina fan of tees. That would be really fun to have him around.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I think he's probably listening. He's just not commenting.
Yeah. He might have been that delusional UNC fan earlier that deleted his comment.
Maybe. All right, Sea-Dog. Appreciate you, brother. We'll do it again next week, buddy.
All right.
All right. Later.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the ACC show. Another one in the books. What is today? Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow night at 10 p.m. for the college football call-in show following the Rob and Kale show over on Carolina Jackpots channel. So y'all gotta make sure you set your notifications for that. And make sure you call in and we can talk about some football this week. How about that? All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.